Welcome back to another video, my friend. I'm Blake and you're you, and this is Esper Greasefang in Explorer. So let's start taking a look at this list. I'm running a few different cards than what I see in the average meta, but I'm having a lot of success with this list. So, of course, we start off with 4 copies of Greasefang Okiba Boss. This is an amazing combo card that returns a vehicle to the battlefield with haste. It's probably something familiar to you if you're looking up this deck, but it is a 4/3 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. This pairs incredibly well with Parhelion II, the 8-mana artifact, flying, first strike, vigilance, 5/5, and when it attacks, you create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens that are attacking and also have vigilance. Absolutely amazing combo. Pretty much guarantees you the win if you pull off that combo one time. I am one rare short, so I'm running a copy of Skysovereign, Consul Flagship. It gets the job done, but really 4 Parhelions is what this list should be. Now, I'm also running 2 Obscura Charm. I think this is a pretty good reason to be in the Esper deck as opposed to the Mardu deck for Greasefang. You can return target multicolored permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's Greasefang. Or you can counter a target instant or sorcery spell, something trying to kill Greasefang, or you can destroy target creature or planeswalker of mana value 3 or less. Lots of good targets in the meta for this. Also, we have a suite of 2 cards we're running playsets of that will draw and discard us. Tainted Indulgence, another good reason to add blue. Absolutely crazy good in this deck. At 2 mana, you get to draw 2 cards, and then you discard a card unless there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard. So really good at drawing us cards, can draw us into our combo pieces, and then dumps the Parhelion in the yard. Very similarly, we'll also get access to Faithful Mending. Gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and amazingly also has flashback, so you get to do it all again. For obvious reasons, this card is absolutely insane. If you dump it in the yard with something that mills you, you get to flash it back, you get to do it twice. Really, really good. I also like to play this with a little bit more of a counterspell suite than the average person I see going up against, and I think it lends itself to the deck pretty well. So 2 Dovin's Vetoes, mostly to protect our Greasefang from removal, and then 4 Heartless Act is the only straight removal we're running in the deck. It gets most things in the meta. I think it's a little better than Fatal Push in this deck because you don't have a lot of things that like treasures or ways to sacrifice stuff to really get the full value of Fatal Push, so I find Heartless Act is quite good. I love the counterspell Make Disappear. It's probably my favorite counterspell in Explorer. I run it in a ton of decks, and I just think it's super, super good. Pairs nicely with our 1-drop creature, the Stitcher Supplier we'll talk about in a second, and also is great on turn 2. I like having 2 copies of Jwari Disruption. I actually count those as lands in our land suite of 24 lands, and then at the 1-drop running 4 Stitcher Supplier, probably the best 1-drop you can have in a graveyard deck. When it enters the battlefield or dies, mill 3 cards, so it has the potential to mill us 6 cards. It can be a nice little blocker. We can sack it to the Make Disappear. It's all kinds of good things. And then one card that I run a little differently than other people is I'm running 4 Omen of the Dead just because it's so darn cheap to return that Greasefang to our hand. Is the 2 mana card with flashback that can return Greasefang better? Probably, but I kind of like Omen in the Dead, my list myself. For lands, I'm just running what I have, most of the Shocks, and then a couple Shipwreck Marsh, because that's what I had, and then 1 Raffine's Tower, and then a few islands. So this deck is a really fun combo deck. You get to win really fastly a lot of times, and can really carry you far on the ladder. So let's go ahead and get into some games and see what this deck can do. Right off the bat, we see a great start. 3 lands, including all of our colors. We have a Greasefang, and we have a way to draw and discard cards. So, if we get lucky and on turn 2, we can draw and discard a Parhelion, then we get to really see the full combo go off. So with no 1-drops, we'll just put this bad boy in tapped, and then say go. Now, it will be a little awkward. Maybe I should have actually put this Shipwreck Marsh down first because it's going to enter tapped. That is a little bit of a misplay on my part. Unfortunately, was not reading my lands well enough. So that is a little bit sad. We are going to mess up a little bit. So instead, I will just put this in, pay 2 life, so that we can turn on the Heartless Act just in case we need to for something scary. But if I would have played that a little bit smarter with the Shipwreck Marsh first, we could have held up and had access to Tainted Indulgence right away. So mistake by me, but I think we can get by. So let's see what they're going to do here. Usher of the Fallen is going to attack. Are they going to boast? No. Looks like we're just going up against some sort of mono white weenie strategy here against the Nifty Mitts. So that's fine. If you're going to spend your mana doing that, we will go ahead and just get rid of this Usher of the Fallen just because we're going to keep the board nice and small while they try to aggro us out. That is fine. We're going to do this. When one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. We're just going to hold up and see what they would like to do. And then I think the plan is to Tainted Indulgence, most likely. Unless they play something very, very scary, then we can always disappear it. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent one of that damage whenever another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability. Yeah, that seems a little too good to let that happen. Let's go ahead and counter that spell and just hope we draw into our Parhelion so that we can discard something, is the plan here. Excellent, we get a 4th land. That will be quite nice. I think I might even consider dropping a Greasefang just for the removal target. We'll get removal out of their hand. If they have it, it gives us a blocker. I don't think that's a terrible way to go here since we have 2 in hand and we have 1 to spare. Absolutely fine. He will hit the Greasefang. Now we just need to draw into something that can drop a Parhelion in the yard or draw that Parhelion itself, and then we can do the little combo. We are at danger of losing this to straight aggro. So I think the play that gives us the highest chance of hitting a Parhelion here is actually to just drop the Stitcher Supplier and hope for the best. Okay, we do not see a Greasefang. So I think we wait and we destroy this on their turn, which will give us a 3/3 token to block. And then we can also block with the Supplier, which will put stuff in the yard. I think we've got a decent chance of sticking around here. Let's go ahead and kill this first. We don't want him making that more expensive, even though it's not exactly the way we would have had it. He gets to make Greasefang more expensive, which is a little bit unfortunate, but as long as we hit a 5th land, shouldn't be a huge, huge problem. The Familiar is a little bit obnoxious here, that's for sure. We do get to block it and kill it, and we get to block and kill here. They don't quite have lethal next turn. Oh, yes, they do have lethal next turn unless we put something on the board. So we are going to need to get a little bit lucky. The life gain could help us. Let's go ahead and do it now. Try to hit that 5th land drop. Puts us just out of range of KO for now. We'll go ahead and put... Oh, we have to discard 2. We'll get rid of a Tainted Indulgence. And we'll get rid of a Godless Shrine. We'll put down this, and we will hope for the best. The tempo play on my part might have cost us the win there. And that is good game. Let's go ahead and get another one. Okay, double Supplier is tempting, but I think we mulligan fairly aggressively with this deck, and it pays us off there. So now we just need to draw something that will discard us a card, but I think in this deck you discard or mulligan pretty aggressively until you see at least one of your combo pieces, meaning a Parhelion or the Greasefang, and if you do one of those, then you're pretty well set. So we'll put in a tap lane because we don't have any turn 1 plays, and it's really just about if we can get out our combo before this Boros deck runs us over, probably, is my guess. If they don't have a 2-drop, that's pretty nice for us, though. Okay, they do have the Clever Luminancer, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. But we can put out the Hallowed Fountain, and we do have a Dovin's Veto in case they have a big pump spell. We do at least get to counter it, so that will feel pretty good. As long as we can find a discard outlet here, we've got it. They shouldn't have a lot of interaction for us. They could have kill spells, but this deck probably plays pretty aggressively considering they've got the Luminancer out. Do we stop the card draw now? Let's just do it now. Let's stop that single card draw, hope that that is a good play, and then let them swing in. We're going to hope they were banking on that card draw, and if they miss a land drop, well, it might be good for us. Okay, they've got the land. We turn on Obscura Charm. It's probably pretty good here. Similarly, we could put out the Greasefang. They could exile it with something, though. That would be bad. I think we hold up Obscura Charm and hope that they're not smart enough to hold up removal super well, or protection super well. If this deck plays well, you hold up 1 mana with the protection spell pretty much all the time. We're going to give you both those triggers and hope you go just a little too far. Okay. They are not missing land drops. Sure, you do that, you do that. And now we hit probably the Soulscar Mage, I guess. Lovely. Okay, give us a discard spell and we are ready. This could also do it for us. Okay, don't see what we want. So let's go right here. We're going to be able to gain a little life. We've got a great blocker here as long as they don't give this thing flying or something silly. We're going to be able to gain 2 life, and I think we're going to be able to come back from this. We will see. Oof. I think I have to take the damage here. I'm going to take the damage. I think 3 cards is too much. That would just be backbreaking against this. We will absolutely block. Mill 3. And this is going to let us discard our cards. We get our combo next turn. I'm feeling quite nice now. Now we mend faithfully. We discard Parhelion and let's say a Godless Shrine. Let's put in the Shipwreck Marsh and then let's do the combo, baby. There we go. Don't forget to activate the Parhelion. And getting those 2 4/4 blockers is gonna probably be enough to bring us back in this game and hold off the tide of whatever shenanigans they've got going on. We also can dump the Parhelion right into the yard with the other Faithful Mending next turn. I think we're in a really, really solid spot. We've got lethal on board unless he gets rid of both of these angels next turn, even without all of our other shenanigans. Once again, I think we just take 4. I think is totally fine. They don't have anything in hand that is good enough. Hopefully they don't have a random burn spell. He can do this, which makes this pretty big. But I think unless he gets trample, we are okay. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's fine. You got it. Sure. I think we're fine. I think this is just a last-ditch effort. So we're going to double block here just in case. And I think we should be fine. Yep. Very well done. The combo works, brings you back even from a low life total against an aggro deck. Let's keep rolling on this ladder. Okay. 4 Stitcher Suppliers. I kind of want to just keep this hand just to see what happens, just because that's so weird. And I've never seen it before. So we're going to keep quadruple Stitcher Supplier just for funsies. We're going to put so many things in the yard. I guess we'll start off Swamp. Go Stitcher Supplier. Okay, we see our Parhelion in there. Perfect. Love to see that. That's fine. This can come in tapped because we've got this guy right here coming in. Faithful Mending. Love to see it. Now we just need to draw an Omen of the Dead, and we are rolling. We are doing so well, I think. If we hit that Omen of the Dead, we're good to go. This is where it would be nice to have that one card that can flash back and break something back from the grave. That would be nice. There's our Omen of the Dead, sure. This thing has first strike? Only on their turn. Sure. Putting that pressure on. We're going to mend this turn instead of the next Stitcher Supplier. Because we're just hunting for an Omen of the Dead. Okay, sure. Hexproof from black. Interesting. We'll go ahead and mend now. Get rid of... Skysovereign. And we'll keep a land, I guess, actually. We don't need a Force Supplier. We've got everything we need in that yard over there. Sure. It's a pretty mean card against black decks. Mine of Pandelver. Interesting. Okay. Let's indulge ourselves first. Okay, that is pretty unfortunate. Let's do this and pass. We're going to put these in front of that adventurer so that one of them can die and we can kill this silly adventurer to stop the dungeon trigger from happening all the time. Oof. That's a problem. Yeah, that is a pretty big problem. Sure, you go through that dungeon. We're still gonna block one. Get our mill on. Sure, no problem. There we go. And this might be the game for us because we're gonna bring back Greasefang, and we're gonna put in a Greasefang, and then we're going to put in this land so we don't forget. And then we're going to bring back Parhelion. We will activate said Parhelion. And then we go to combat, hold up our blockers. Boom! What a combo. So strong. So strong. Love it. And these are not black, and so they get to block these silly Knights of Grace. Except First Strike is a little annoying. But I think we just have enough damage that we are totally fine. Unless he has a way to exile the whole graveyard right now, in which case that would be pretty sad. But even then, we get to do silly, fun things. Wow. All kinds of crazy stuff going on. 5, 10, 13 is not enough to give us the KO. Okay. We're going to go ahead and throw 1 here and then take 10, I think is probably fine. I think that should be fine. We just get the win this next turn. Seems perfectly reasonable to me. Because we already have another Parhelion in here, right? We do. There it is. Let's put this out. Bring out Parhelion. Tap. Keep Greasefang out of the loop. Swing in. That's the win. Very good game. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, quite the strange hand here. But I think it's certainly keepable. We are looking for white mana, and we are looking for a way to discard. But being able to hold up Disruption and Indulgence turn 2, I think is good enough. Let's test this out. This might be a hand I'm supposed to mulligan, but I kind of want to test it out and see what happens. Good luck, the Unruled 1967. Good luck to you, my friend. Okay, we see Bugbear, we see Firebrand. This might be the wrong deck to be going on the slow roll for, because it looks like we're playing against a lot of aggro today. Seeing a lot of aggro on the ladder, apparently. People are feeling fast. People are trying to climb up these ranks before the season ends. There's like 4 hours or something left at the moment. So that's pretty interesting, I guess. Luckily, we get to shut off whatever this next spell is if it's very scary. So that could be helpful, but I also might want to just indulge myself this turn and set up a Greasefang as a big fat blocker. Sure, you get to attack first, go ahead. If he misses his 2-drop, that would be wild. No way! Alright, I think we're fine. We're going to get rid of one of these swamps. Cool. Do I even need this? I'll hold on to the 2 life here because I'm either doing one of these 2-mana spells. So I'll just hold on to the life while we chill here. What do you got? 3-mana creature. Go. I'll disrupt it. What are you doing here? What are you doing here, the Unruled? What's your game? Burning Tree. Love it. Ooh, that doesn't work. Still love it. Make that disappear. I am a magician. Didn't even know it. They were probably planning on that into a 3-drop, I guess. Maybe they drew that this turn is my best guess. Same thing, same plan. We're going to hope they drop that 3-drop now, and then we're going to Mend or Heartless Act. Even if he plays the 3-drop, we get to Heartless Act it, so that's not too bad. There's the 3-drop we expected. Let us Mend first, then decide if we want a Heartless Act, I guess. Sure. Do I need a 5th land? Probably not really. That's playable, that's playable. And kind of the Supplier is better than the Greasefang at this point. I think. Or do I just kill this thing now? Probably. I'll probably just kill this thing now before it gets too crazy. Yeah, I think I kill it now while I've got the mana up. Give him his 1 token out of it. I think that's fine. Disruption's probably not going to get played this game, but I'm still going to hold on to it just in case. That might get played, though. That might get played. I could see an Embercleave coming down or something like that. Is there a Parhelion in here yet? Not yet. Still on the work. Okay. We're just going to chill here then till we get the combo assembled. Supplier will help us do that. Can be a big blocker. Chain Whirler. Sad. Sad day. This only hits something unless they pay 1. Hopefully this will put the Parhelion in the yard, though. Okay, no Parhelion. That is unfortunate. We will hold up just in case they have the Spectacle Draw spell. I would be willing to counter that. It's a very good spell. Okay, my turn. Let's gain some life, draw some cards, discard some shenanigans. There we go. Now we can probably toss that. I don't think we're going to need that at this point. Excellent. Then we do the combo. I doubt they can stop us with this 1 mana left. Perfect. That's what we love to see. And we've probably got this game under wraps now that you see all of that. Let's go. The deck's pretty cool. The deck's pretty cool. Certainly vulnerable if people are targeting it, but I think people have cooled off on it being the top deck, and so you see less hate for it. Seeing a lot less Graveyard Trespassers and things of that nature. So I think we're in a pretty good position. Ooh, that's nice, though. Still probably not nice enough to win them the game, though. Ooh, that will do a lot of work, though. That certainly will. Okay. That sort of changes things. I guess, no, we're fine. We just leave these angels up, and then they can't really do anything. Our angels just win us the game. Okay, great. Let's just seal it right here with the angels. Good game. Let's get another one. Okay, an extremely awkward hand here. There's no blue, and there's no card draw. I don't think we keep this. I think we mulligan this hand. Even though there's Parhelion, I don't think we keep this hand without blue for a little protection. This is maybe actually keepable just because we have 2 whole turns of countering their spells. So we can counter their 3-drop and their 4-drop while we wait. Doesn't seem good enough. Let's just roll the dice. That's something. Let's keep 5. We don't need 2 Greasefang. I want both of those. I want the Greasefang. I want that. And then if I had a way to discard, I would keep that. But I think we can keep this. And that if we just hit a land and a discard, we're kind of fine. And we've still got this disappear plan. There is our discard turn 2, which will probably get us into a land turn 3. I think this aggressive mulligan could pay off as long as we don't hit a Thoughtseize or something weird here. Chevel. I think we should be fine against Chevel. Great. This is perfect. We'll Faithful Mend. We're almost guaranteed to hit a land. And then we get to discard Parhelio. And then we should be fine. Finn. You can have Finn. I think we can outpace you here. Yeah, we'll take our 2 poison and then we'll mend. Sure. We mend. I just need a land that can come in untapped. That's extremely unfortunate. It's extremely unlucky. Land. Wow. Okay. Then our plan becomes what? Probably kill Finn. right? Because this turn he can give us 2 more poison counters. Not a loss. We'll just chill for a second and see what he does. I kind of want to mend more, because if we just set up the combo, we win. Our blockers will be big enough to stop everything they do. I don't think that changes anything. I think we're just on the mending play, just hunting for land number 3. It's fine, it can't attack this turn. We'll take our 2 counters. We'll go ahead and mend. This is ridiculous. The game is against me. I mean, if we don't draw a land in our first 20 cards, I mean, that's just bad luck. It happens sometimes. This is ridiculous.
That's a bad assassin.
Well, this turn we just wait and we kill Finn on the attack.
Fighting here is more fun than in the Undercity.
Kill it on the attack. Oh, it's got counters on it? Of course it's got counters on it. Good game. I didn't realize I had counters. I guess we lose when you don't draw any lands. Good game. See you in the next one. Okay, hoping to redeem ourselves from that last time, and this is just about a perfect hand. We've got three lands with all their colors. We've got Greasefang and Parhelion, and a way to dump Parhelion. So this will be pretty much, unless we get Thoughtseize, which it seems like every time I get a perfect hand, that's what happens. So there's always that chance, but if we don't get Thoughtseize, we got kind of the perfect hand here. Well, then they don't have Thoughtseize. Let's play my cards right so that I can discard at the end of their turn. Perfect. We also have Disruption just in case they do Thoughtseize. I guess Thoughtseize would not get countered here, so it's a little sad. You can Rat Colony all day. That's fine with me. We're going to draw our 2. Discard Parhelio and do the little thing. They didn't leave mana up, so we get the combo off. Guaranteed. Guaranteed combo here because they cannot kill Greasefang. Alright. Let's go. There we go. Perfect. Land. Greasefang. Gonna send us straight to combat. We're gonna bring him in. We're gonna tap Greasefang down. Boom. That's turn 3. Tons of damage. Set up the win. Leave our angels on board. Sorry, your mom's house. That's gonna be the game. The deck feels so good when it works. If you don't mind playing somewhat mindless decks that just do a combo and win, basically, it's pretty fun. Yeah, you can have another Rat Colony. That's fine with me. Don't bother me none. Good game. Great showing of the deck. See you in the next one. Okay, looking at a very awkward hand. I don't think there's any way you can keep all 4 of your vehicles. So let's mulligan that right away. I don't think I kept that. I hit mulligan, right? Okay, that made me a little nervous. I think we mulliganed to 5 here. Was that a mistake? Probably. Well, let's get rid of Veto first. And then, am I keeping Disappear or Heartless Act? Probably Disappear is a slightly more versatile. Mulliganing to 5 again on the draw. Not fantastic. If we can draw a Tainted Indulgence or a Mending on this turn, I'll feel great. There it is. I feel great. I think we can still do the thing. They held up 2 mana on turn 2, though, so they're probably playing control, which certainly makes me a little more nervous. We're going to try to mend and hope they're not willing to counter this. We got to go for it, though. Yeah, it's not surprising. They probably are guessing what we're doing already. But luckily, we get to do that twice, so it makes mending a little bit worse. Or it makes countering mending a little bit worse, because you got a 2-for-1 it if you want to really counter it well. Send it to my turn. We'll do the exact same thing. Counter me again. I dare you. They probably will. I shouldn't have dared them. I should not have dared them. Ah. Now, they are, though, probably going to hit Greasefang. This is interesting. I think we just try it, and then we can just bring him back with Obscura Charm on their next end step if they want to play. I think we go for it. Because I have these two, I'm willing to go for it, because if they've got Counterspell, we just have to let them play their Counterspells, get them out of hand. I think that's fine, because I also could have waited another turn for Make Disappear, but that just gets to be a lot. Yeah, I think we just say go, and then being able to do this on their turn is pretty awesome. So that is the goal. See, and then we can do this kind of stuff, which is great. This is why Obscura Charm is sweet. Now, they do have a whole turn to kill it or bounce it. But overall, they're probably low on removal, being in this control deck. So hopefully they don't do anything too crazy. If anything, they might bounce it, which would be a little sad. They could play Teferi. Or they could just exile it. That's actually the worst. I should have predicted that. That is actually the worst.
Then guide it like that.
Yeah, good game, probably. We'll go ahead and try to come back. We'll give it a turn or two to draw something, but that's probably just game. Getting to exile is so good. It's probably the game. We'll wait like 2 turns, but that's probably just too much. Yep, too much value. It's going to be too much value.
Guards, to me.
Yeah, we will counter this, though, so... I mean, especially since they chose to get rid of their Wandering Emperor, there's like kind of a small chance we get to come back. We'll do this now so we have the ability to scry later. Hey, well, what do you know? I think we actually might just get lucky and come back here. Look at this. Boom. Boom. Let's go. We've got a counterspell up. That is amazing, guys. Holy cow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we could actually come back? We got a little lucky. I think they misplayed by getting rid of the Emperor, and then also they should have just left the Emperor out and not played the Teferi yet until they had counterspell back up. But they probably weren't expecting me to be running Disappears, so I guess maybe it's not a misplay. I don't know. We just got a little lucky, and we also played well, and have a deck that is built, I think, pretty smartly. What do you have, Mr. T-Bone? What do you got for us? What do you have? Yeah, we'll block. Okay, well that's not really working, so we'll just say no blocks because my computer's all messed up now. 1 blocker, sure. Love to do 1 blocker here. Don't get sketchy on me now, Arena. Don't get sketchy on me now. Ooh. Luckily, we get to stop this. He only has 1 mana available. That would have been a game winner. That would have brought him back again. But now I think we just are fine. Because we've got 12 on the board. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Good game. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you made it all the way this far in the video, put 2 thumbs up in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great day, my friend.